So before we actually wrap up this course, I thought it'd be useful that we actually go on the Tor browser here and take a look at the darknet marketplaces we've been talking about throughout this course. This is obviously the most popular thing on the dark web or deep web, and this is what everyone pretty much uses on the deep web. So I thought it would be good that we have a brief overview of how to find those marketplaces, how to register for one, and give you an overview of all the tools that these marketplaces offer. So we'll head back over to the desktop to our Tor browser, and we'll start from there. So go ahead, and if you have the Tor browser open, head to that. Otherwise, we're gonna hop over to the desktop to keep going. And back over here on the desktop, we're going to first start by going to our Firefox browser here. And I have pulled up a page from Deep Web Academy that has some links to the popular darknet marketplaces. These are some of the most popular. You can also find links to marketplaces on a lot of other sites. You can just Google them and you'll find a lot of different links. So you can start off here. In this video, we're going to be using the Hansa marketplace. It's one that looks pretty good, visually is pretty good, and so I thought we'd use that. So we're going to go ahead and copy that link. The Alpha Bay market is definitely the most popular though, so if you want to use that one, we'll go through that one as well. But we'll start with the Hansa marketplace. So we have our Tor browser here. We'll open that up. We'll start by grabbing that link to the Hansa marketplace, and then we'll also just grab the link for the Alpha Bay marketplace as well. Head back over to our browser here. Copy that. And your Tor should be ready to go. So this Hansa is pretty much ready to go, and take a look at it. If they have any warnings about the site, you will see it right here. So right now they're telling you that the Bitcoin network is a bit slow. So that's just a good thing that they offer. And it also gives the price of Bitcoin down there. But you can go ahead and just start by entering a username that you would like. For this one, we're just going to do test. Keep it simple. The password is going to be the same thing. And a password confirm. Now this might be taken already. We will see what it gives us, but maybe not. And then in the security challenge here, we're going to want to copy this. Sometimes they are not case sensitive, meaning if there's a capital C, you don't have to actually put a capital C, but it's always good to just follow the case sensitive ones because you never know, and it gets frustrating when you try these several times and can't get it. So we're going to do this case sensitively. And that looks good. And then usually they also they have a note here to make sure that your URL that you're applying to is the same as the CAPTCHA. This is just an extra step of security to make sure you're not signing up for a fake site that isn't actually the real marketplace. So you can just double check that. Looks good to go. And then of course that's the referred by. That's just because we took the link from Deep Web Academy. You can just put that there. If you don't want that, you can of course just take off the extra part there on the register. You don't have to add all the affiliate information if you don't want to be associated with the Deep Web Academy, which is totally fine. But assuming everything went correct there, we'll go ahead and try to register and see if that gets us in. And that username was already taken. I pretty much thought that. So let's try something else here. Alright, so it does look like that username was already taken. So we'll just go ahead and I generated one that hopefully shouldn't be taken, and then we have a password ready too, so we don't have to spend all this time typing it out. Let's try this out. SNMF87, that looks good to me. We'll try to register here. Boom, looks like it's good to go, so we'll go ahead and log in. And I saved these to a notepad, although it is never suggested that you save any of your username or passwords for these on like a notepad on your computer or anything like that. The best thing to do is to memorize them if you can, otherwise keep them in a very secure place. If you keep it on your computer, it is at risk, so try not to do that. We'll go ahead and log in here, and that should have gone through. Should take a second here, and it looks like we're in. So this is the home page of the Hansa Marketplace. A lot of information on this page. You can see that give a little bit information about your escrow, which is actually the process that funds go through to authenticate a transaction. The finalize early option, they don't support it, which is good. That usually means that you can actually send the vendor the money before you get the product. Escrow means the money's kept in escrow before you get the product. And once you get it, you let them know, and then they actually release the money. And then no Bitcoin deposits either. You can read about that. But you can see the latest orders here. They got some stuff you could buy. Obviously, most of the things on here are going to be drugs or otherwise illegal things. So if you don't like any of that stuff or don't want to use that, well, then don't use this website. That would be your best bet to stay away from it. But you can see the categories on the left-hand side here: drugs, fraud-related, guides and tutorials, services, all these things. And you can always check them out and see what they have to offer. A lot of cool things on here. Some things interesting. Not everything is illegal, just the majority. Things like this, iPhones, free MacBook. I mean, these are like more guides to teach you how to do this stuff on an iPhone S. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on here. It's important to note that when it comes to electronics, if it's for sale, you have a pretty high chance of it being stolen or illegal, like an iPhone or something. So if it's for sale, just be careful and know where you're getting it from before you actually purchase it. And that's pretty much it for the Handsome Marketplace. There's a lot of different things you can navigate and learn about. There's the cart over here, which will show your recent orders. You can send messages to other people. You can favorite vendors you like or favorite your listings that you want to buy often. You can also see a tab that is of the affiliates. So people you have referred to the site, you do get a percentage of their first sale. And then they have other settings as well. Handsome Marketplace is a pretty good one, but we'll also jump over and check out the Alpha Bay Marketplace. We will have to register here. So let's go to the Register tab. And if that gets us over there successfully, there we go. So we'll want to register for this site. I'll use that same information I used for the other one. You do have to create a PIN. I'll just create 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. A login phrase. You don't have to really fill in any of this information or login phrase. This is just to help you. But we'll go ahead and go down here and enter that CAPTCHA at the bottom. And we'll hit join the market. And it will give us what's called a mnemonic. The mnemonic is basically if you ever lose your PIN or ever actually lose your password and want to recover it, you're going to need to know this mnemonic. So it's best to memorize it if possible. Otherwise, you can just write it down and or save it otherwise. So I copy that over to a notepad. I will just enter this information here. And we'll hit continue to make sure everything is good to go. Now, assuming it all went through correctly, we will actually be taken to the home page of the Alpha Bay Marketplace. And you'll see on this home page, not a lot going on. It's loading up here. But it will give you information about your account, when you joined, your trust level, the sales you've purchased or your orders that you ordered. And at the top right, you can see a little more information about your current balance in Bitcoin, any other information like that, the current Bitcoin worth as well. But that's pretty much it for the Alpha Bay main page. You can of course browse the categories, going through them, and then you have all of these tabs at the top giving you a lot more information about your account or purchases or anything like that. So Alpha Bay is pretty simple as well. This one is far more popular than the Handsome Marketplace. It's one of the most popular. I mean, you can see just when it comes to things like drugs or chemicals, they have about 3 times as much. And again, if that's not something you want to see or mess with, then I probably wouldn't suggest going on these marketplaces, because that is the main thing sold on these. So looking around, there's not much to it. I mean, this is pretty much the process for registering for these marketplaces. To actually get Bitcoin to these marketplaces, you'll want to go ahead and get your wallet ID. Now that's usually available in your dashboard for your own account. So you can see over here, where is it at on the Handsome Marketplace here. You want to actually go to your settings down here. Now the Handsome Marketplace is different in that it pulls directly from your Bitcoin wallet. So you'd actually put this in, and this would, your wallet address, you put it here, and it actually pulls straight from your wallet to pay for something. But Alpha Bay is a tad different in that you actually have a wallet for the darknet market, so you can send it from your personal Bitcoin wallet to the actual darknet marketplace wallet, and then from there you can make purchases out of that wallet. So they're both useful in their own way, but you'd want to actually get that that actual wallet number, wallet seed, to actually deposit into your Darknet Marketplace account. And you just want to go over to your balance area, and it's taking a minute to load here, but once it does, we'll find that actual key, and we can actually use our personal wallet to deposit to our Darknet Market wallet. And there is a process to make sure you do that safely and correctly. If you don't, your coins are trackable. So if you bought coins, say from like a website like Coinbase, and then took them over to a Darknet Market to purchase something illegal, those coins can be traced. Bitcoin's fairly anonymous in the way that it works, but it's not perfect, and you'll want to do what's called tumbling before you actually send those coins through. And essentially that's just taking your coin and trading it for somebody else's coin. That way it anonymizes the actual number associated with your Bitcoin to help kind of make the process smoother, and so you're not tracked as much. And that's just another thing in the name of security you can do. But generally, when it comes to marketplaces, that's pretty much it. There's not too much to them. The actual process of purchasing or ordering items and getting them shipped to your address is a little more complicated. You will need to be familiar with PGP, and you will have to know how to use the Bitcoin anonymously. And if you really want to be secure, you'll want to know how to set up and use the Tails operating system. And then from there, I mean, you'd want to use Tor, of course, and it's suggested you use a Tor bridge as well to connect to Tor. But other than that, there's not much to it. It's a pretty simple process. Obviously, it's not as crazy as some people like to think it would be. There's a lot of stuff you can purchase on here. It's always fun just to have it and browse them. If you want to kind of show off to your friends that, hey, you know how to get to them, then this would be a good way. Other than that, there's not much else to learn when it comes to the Darknet marketplaces. In the next video, we're going to discuss the rest of what you need to learn to become a proficient deep web user. If you have any questions, of course, email me, morgan@deepwebacademy.com, or you can head over to that site and get the support there as well. So head to the next video to learn more.